A Dallas area high school teacher is facing some criticism after he made a decision to utilize JFK, Stalin, and strippers in a grammatical lesson. Now, the lesson had to do with something known as the Oxford comma, and it was based on showing how if you don't use the Oxford comma in the proper context, it could really change the meaning of a particular sentence. So let me give you the example that he utilized and why he got in trouble. So with the Oxford comma, we invited the strippers, JFK, and Stalin. Without the Oxford comma, we invited the strippers, JFK, and Stalin, right?
So now if you were reading it and you're not seeing it, that sounds the same. But the Oxford comma has a comma between strippers, JFK, but importantly, between JFK and Stalin, which you don't normally see. But that explains that the strippers are separate from Stalin and JFK. If you don't put that last comma there and it says JFK and Stalin, it implies that JFK and Stalin are strippers. So he shows them as strippers, right? And of course, it's America, so people proceed to get outraged.
They got outraged, exactly. Now, keep in mind that this was for a 10th grade English class, okay? So these aren't 8-year-olds, they're high schoolers who have probably seen numerous instances of online porn on a regular basis. Okay. So if people are freaking out...
Even if they hadn't, I still think people should flip out.
No, even if they hadn't, people shouldn't freak out. But I'm trying to figure out where the outrage is coming from. Is it because he utilized strippers who are wearing pasties? Is it because the teacher happened to mention Stalin? I mean,
or is it that he would turn JFK into a stripper? But I can't imagine that right-wingers would get outraged at that. Or Stalin being turned into a stripper. They should think that that was hilarious.
I don't know where the outrage is coming from. I think that this is an enterprising teacher who should be applauded for making his class interesting, because there is nothing more uninteresting than a grammar lesson, and somehow he managed to make it fun. Okay. So
I have a strong opinion on this, but give us more details.
So let me give you some of the criticism from the parents who found out about this. One person said, "Wow, that's unbelievable. That is unbelievable. I mean, I feel like I shouldn't be looking at that picture right now."
Oh, come on, man. This picture, you can't look at this picture? Jesus Christ, man, what can you look at?
Another person says, "I mean, it's not appropriate, and I don't understand why a teacher would use that. To me, that's not really teaching them anything, except it is teaching them something, because that was a really clear example of the importance of the Oxford comma."
Okay, so, I'm ready for my decision. Okay, first of all, on the teacher, let him go! Let him go! This is a great lesson. I love this teacher. Not just let him go, reward him, give him a pay raise.
He's also artistic.
Oh, God, he is a miserable painter or drawer, okay? But that's the only downside to that. Look, last time I took grammar was in 8th grade. I don't know why, but they just never taught us grammar after 8th grade, and I was supposed to remember that. So I don't remember, if I was ever taught the Oxford comma, I don't remember it, okay? And once I looked at the story, I was like, oh, I get it. That's what you need the Oxford comma for. Perfect! If he had just written that, and I wouldn't have remembered a goddamn thing.
Right.
Now I know if you don't put the comma after the last,
After their names.
Right. They're all strippers.
They turn into strippers, and you don't want that. You don't want that kind of miscommunication, do you?
Yeah.
He's a great teacher.
No, I love him. And so, to the parents crying, please find something better to do with your life. Please, 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 please. Stop getting offended at everything. There's plenty of things to get offended in the world, right? And there's a ton of injustice in the world. You can let this one slide.
So as someone who knows what it's like to have to follow very strict rules in terms of teaching students lessons, there's this obsession with being PC. There's this obsession with being conservative. There's this obsession with not stirring the pot. But I think that in terms of educating young people and getting their attention, you have to stir the pot, right? You can't pretend like these young kids don't know what's going on in the real world, that they're not geared toward sex or anything a little salacious. It's okay to have a little fun with your lesson plan. I hate when administrators get involved and they tell you, like, no fun allowed. Education is supposed to be as boring as possible.
By 10th grade, me and Dope had already crossed a dangerous highway to buy porn from a vending machine at the local Radisson. We risked our lives to get porn. We didn't have the internet. All your kids have already seen donkey sex. Let it go.
Oh my God.
This is 10th graders. This is the least offensive thing they have ever seen.